What's the experience like raising kids in China?
The first thing I will say, it's expensive.
It's expensive because of the international school?
Not about international school, everything, also for Chinese people, everything about kids. So big demands for the Chinese population. They care so much about their kids that everything is related to kids. Any activities, my son is playing football, he has some drum lesson and stuff like that. Everything is very expensive in comparison to Europe. Okay, Europe and US, you have a lot of subsidies going to some local clubs, sportive clubs and all this kind of thing. In China you don't have. But still for Chinese people it's a business. So if you go to a football lesson, you can pay for the year, but generally you pay for per lesson or whatsoever. It's very expensive. Then schools, if you want to go to a nice school, also for Chinese people, private schools is very expensive. International school is crazy expensive. That's why most of the people, me and Connor, we have only one kid because it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. Also for Chinese people, now they change, as you know, they change the regulation. Now you can have as many kids as you want.
Yeah.
But still people stick to one because they can just afford one kid.
Yeah.
That's it. That's a big problem. They try to change a bit the regulation, especially for schools and extracurricular activities, to try to bring the price at a lower level. But they don't succeed because it's impregnated in the mentality of the people. So many people, not so many jobs available. So they want their kids to go to the best schools, have the best activities, and
But for Chinese, it's cheaper. I mean, the school probably
it's free.
It's free. The tuition centers that work.
So for me, I just choose a school for my son,
Yeah.
and I was hesitating until the last minute. Do we put him in the Chinese school or do we put it in an international school?
Yeah.
For me, I was okay to go to send my kids to the Chinese school because it's much harder. They have to long hours per day of schools, and they start very early in the morning and finish very late at night. It's quite tough. But at the same time, especially early age, we have a lot of discipline. Discipline, respect for the teacher. And that's something that, for me, I think is very important at early age. Yeah. And also, if it's tougher at the beginning, then they take some good habits to work very hard. And then my plan was later to move it back to an international school or something more open, more free. But finally, we went for international school. So my son is in the French international school.
Is there a local schools and international schools, like the division? Like
they divide it. There is like the private first. In China, they have the private schools and the state-owned schools. Two different systems. Generally, Chinese people will trust more like the state-owned school because there is less regulation for the private one. Chinese schools are free from after kindergarten. Kindergarten, they have still to pay. After that, it's free.
Can you send your son to a local?
I can.
Theoretically, you can. Okay. Because he's Chinese. If he's like foreigner, like different passport,
then he cannot enter the Chinese.
Cannot. Okay.
If you have one of the parents is Chinese, then logically you can access it. For me, no, he was in a private kindergarten with a Montessori philosophy. Yeah. So it's still quite expensive for kindergarten.
How much is it per month?
In renminbi, I think in the Chinese yen, it was around 60,000 a year.
60,000 a year. Okay, so it's around 12K.
$10,000.
Singapore dollar, so
$8,000. Yeah.
Actually, it's pretty expensive. It's like Singapore price almost.
Sure. That's why I say it's not the most.
Salaries are higher than.
It's not the most. It's not the most expensive one.
What's the price of international school for 1 year?
In Guangzhou, I think it depends also Shanghai, Beijing, Guangzhou. Guangzhou is quite expensive also. It's around 200,000 renminbi a year. So yeah,
30K.
Now you know why
it's more expensive than Singapore.
If I say that to my friends and family in Europe, and now I put my kids in the French school, which is one of the cheapest school. It's my own language, so that's the main reason why I put him there. But it's also one of the cheapest, so it's half that price for the first years. But still, like in euro, it's like I pay 1,000 to 1,500 euro a month to send my kids to primary school, where they just learn basically French, play around, do some drawings, and everything.
That's it, yeah.
It's crazy.